Let's be honest. It's been kind of a quiet day. Randy Gregory agreeing to terms, overall terms. Don't do what? Come on, you know at some point it's going to happen. There's no such thing as a jinx.
If you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, today was either very confusing or very difficult. You might feel a little betrayed or very frustrated with the way this offseason's been going so far. And to be honest, I can't really blame you. I'm a little frustrated myself, but I do see a light at the end of the tunnel. Either that or I'm feeding myself delusional BS into thinking that this year's our year, baby! Jokes aside, before we get to the content, my voice is about to die. This is our third video of the day, and we're keeping the giveaways going. We're giving away $500 to a subscriber that turns on our notifications on this channel. You could be old or you could be new. You've entered the giveaway if you just sub in, hit that notification bell. We also do the same exact giveaway for any of my followers on Instagram. Just follow me on Instagram at @TheFlightMike. And if you want shorter versions of this content, check us out on TikTok at Mikerophone NFL. Finally, I have a Discord community. Link to that's in the description down below. And now that we got all that out of the way, break! Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? I remember when we drafted Randy Gregory. I was so freaking excited. If you were following back in the 2015 NFL draft, Randy Gregory was supposed to be a top 5 pick. The problem is he had specific off the field issues, and I don't want to dive into that. All you have to know is stuff that happened to him off of the field would keep him from playing on the football field. As a result, this is a guy that only played in 2 games in 2016, missed the entire 2017 season. Through it all, this man missed 54 games due to suspensions throughout his entire career. And then when he came back this past year, he started in 11 games and he had 6 sacks. He was a tremendous compliment to DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons. And when you consider the fact that he finally had a breakout season and was set to hit free agency, it seemed like he would feel somewhat indebted to the Dallas Cowboys for everything that went on with him. Now, this is where things get a little confusing, okay? This morning I woke up, and when I wake up, the very first thing I do is check my phone, either for comments from you guys tagging me in specific news that you want me to cover, which shout out to those of you that do that. It really helps me a lot on Instagram and Twitter. And of course, checking all of my sources, just usual morning routine stuff. Usually when I do this, I have a very scrambled brain, and like with my eyes like squinted, I'm kind of looking at my phone trying to see what happens, and I see that the Dallas Cowboys have officially signed Randy Gregory to a tremendous contract. And this is coming from Adam Schefter, and Adam Schefter never misleads us, saying that the Cowboys are re-signing defensive end Randy Gregory to a 5-year, $70 million deal that includes $28 million guaranteed per source. And of course, as Dallas Cowboys fans, we should rejoice. I mean, this is a man that we've invested a lot of resources into, who finally found his footing in the NFL. And wait a minute, something's going on here, because Ian Rappaport tweeted, the Cowboys are expected to sign their own pass rusher Randy Gregory to a deal around $13 million per year. The deal isn't done yet, but it is headed that way. So part of me was like, okay, this isn't that big of a deal. Usually Ian Rappaport is a little bit more passive than Adam Schefter, because Adam Schefter likes to go the extra mile so he could get the news out first. But that's when things took a wrong turn, or according to Mikerophone, it took a U-turn. Pass rusher Randy Gregory is pulling a U-turn. He's agreeing to the terms with the Denver Broncos. As Vic Lombardi reported, the Cowboys deal fell apart. Now, this is a really bad look for the Dallas Cowboys, especially when you figure out why this deal ended up falling apart. But more information on the Broncos deal is, according to Ian Rappaport, so it's the Denver Broncos, not the Dallas Cowboys, that are in agreement with Randy Gregory. My understanding is Dallas insisted on contract language that Gregory did not like, so they protected themselves. So he heads to the Denver Broncos. I'll tell you, this is where things look really bad for the Dallas Cowboys, because according to Ed Warder, the reason why this deal didn't go down is apparently at the very last second, and this is exactly what he says, the salary forfeiture language the Cowboys include in player contracts led to Randy Gregory abruptly signing with the Denver Broncos. It's standard to them, but not commonly used by other teams. The Cowboys now have high interest in Von Miller, depending on financial expectations. situations. We're gonna get to Von Miller in just a second, but this is a really bad look, considering the fact that DeMarcus Lawrence just re-signed and took a pay cut, by the way, to re-sign with the Dallas Cowboys, and then you try to pull some sneaky stuff and it results in Randy Gregory leaving. Is not a good look at all whatsoever. It kind of looks a little sleazy as well. Now the Dallas Cowboys are moving on to other possibilities to try to fill the void that Randy Gregory left. And to be fair, it's not the end of the world. Obviously, people are going to say, after all we've done for Randy Gregory, how dare he do this to us? I don't really see the world that way. Of course, the Dallas Cowboys are very emotional with the way they handle their business, and I know this because they handed Ezekiel Elliott way too much money. I don't want to get into a whole rant about this, but the Cowboys are very emotional with the way they typically conduct their business. It's not how you should run a business, in my opinion, but they're the Dallas Cowboys. They're the most valuable brand in the NFL. They could do what they want. I just have a different way that I think things should be done. Obviously, Randy Gregory didn't see it that way. This was a great opportunity for Randy Gregory. I mean, don't get it twisted. If the Cowboys gave me an offer and the Denver Broncos gave me an offer and I'm Randy Gregory, I would happily go to the Denver Broncos. That team is significantly more competitive. The games that you are going to be playing as a member of the Denver Broncos are going to be so much more significant than the games that you are going to be playing as a Dallas Cowboy. And that's just me being realistic as a Dallas Cowboys fan. You have a team with Russell Wilson, Javonte Williams, a great stable of wide receivers. This team is clearly going to do some damage in their division, in a very competitive division. Flanking you on the opposite edge is none other than Bradley Chubb. You guys have a great defensive back unit as well. You have Justin Simmons out as your safety. You got Patrick Surtain, Kyle Fuller, Ronald Darby, Kareem Jackson, Justin Simmons. I honestly love this Denver Broncos defense. It's probably going to help Randy Gregory on the field as well. Now, I don't really know about the off the field situation, but on the field, this man's going to dominate. As for the Dallas Cowboys, what are they going to do? Well, at the time that I'm making this video, they can still go after a player like Bobby Wagner, who isn't a pass rusher, but still a great addition to the linebacker room and could help Micah Parsons' development tremendously, reunite with Dan Quinn. But that aside, for an edge rusher, you have Von Miller, who's from Texas, Chandler Jones, Jason Pierre-Paul, Zadarius Smith, Justin Houston, Melvin Ingram, all of which are remarkable players that could fill the void that Randy Gregory left. But the question is, how much money are you willing to invest in this situation? I'm not the type of guy that likes going after big fish edge rushers. I don't like investing too heavily, especially since the draft is going to be loaded with edge rushers. And of course, you have a tremendous free agent market with edge rushers. The Cowboys now have a significant amount of cap space to go shopping a little bit. I just hope they don't make a move that's going to cripple them in the future like they have in the past. As it stands, the Dallas Cowboys have $28.4 million in cap space. We'll see what they're able to do with that $28.4 million. Obviously, they had to make some really tough decisions in order for this to happen. I'm personally hoping that somehow, some way, they still keep La'el Collins, and they're hopefully able to get themselves an edge rusher and somehow Bobby Wagner as well. That'd be pretty fantastic, but we're going to keep an eye out in the situation. So far, all we have is DeMarcus Lawrence flirting with Bobby Wagner in this video.
Moves around the NFL. Russell Wilson going to Denver. Randy Gregory going to Denver. There's a missing spot in Dallas now. Just talked to Von Miller. Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, and Von Miller. Sounds good to me.
Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about all this, man. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike. I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.